did some update or something recently. Just like everything is like all different. It's like all AI here is all these history, like ask for help is like all like AI assistant here. Like that's crazy. You see like how everything is changing. Like every week we do the Zoom sessions and stuff is like this is a totally different screen now. Like you have to look, I mean, it's a perfect example like how all these companies are switching everything to AI. And here people sit and not even using ChatGPT and Claude for their own benefit. I don't know. I don't want to act like your dad or something, but I mean, come on. You gotta don't be, you don't want to be that lazy or something. Well, you have weekends. Like, wake up in the morning, sit down and learn. Spend a couple hours, you know, weeks after week, you're gonna learn so much just to I can use this tool to see like, hey, if it can help me how to size my trade to how to adjust my portfolio and how to position myself and stuff. I mean, use it for your benefit. Is there is there for you. So yeah, these are the things that okay, let's talk about the S&P. Well, June is coming to an end. We got 2 more days to go. So this box will be filled, and we have a new box for July. March, April, May, the last month, this month, just pretty much sideways. These boxes right there is the GAN box that measure price, time, volatility. Okay. So this is the whole month that we are in. We got 2 more days to go, and we have the quarter, which is about to come to an end as well. So we're going to be exactly halfway through the year, and we got another half to go. So has a pretty good visual read in which way is when you see boxes stacks up, you know, that defines, a, you know, a trend is to the upside. The trend is to the upside, isn't. But if you notice, it's been sideways since last month. You couldn't say anything about last month until this month. So in the uptrend, the box should be here. Because you keep stacking higher boxes. See, the March ends like this. You see the April, then you had a May. So you can see how the boxes are stacking to the upside. That's basically the price is making higher highs. This month, the price has not price made a new high here. Okay. One time that happened back in June 2nd on Tuesday. Made a little push right there. So this was June 1st when we start the month. And then on Tuesday, made a new high right there. So that was 9 days of 3.9%. Then ever since from there that we got a dip here, dip here for 5 days for 5%. And then we rallied up for 4 days for 4.7%. So that was another V-shaped reversal, 5 days down, 4 days up. So now since then, since from this swing, it's been down for 8 days. Okay. So for 8 days, which is pretty much because if we take the Juneteenth, which was the holiday, out of it, that makes it almost two because we're losing one day here, right? So 8 days basically, if you add five, one more day, that basically makes it 2 weeks, close to it. One you just short one day. So for 8 days, the stock is making the S&P is making lower lows. So now this swing right there is 8 days, 3.7%. So what does that tell you? It tells you one thing, that once you see swings, they're moving too close, but based on price and time, okay, that defines first thing is it has this is what you call loss of momentum. A trend is this. Trends are always directional. Either they're going to go up or they're going to come down. When the trend goes up like this, it just goes sideways for a while, takes a break, call it a breather or whatever. Now, the question from here is, if this trend from here that continues, which went sideways, where does the next one goes? That is going to be, the next month. We don't know. Nobody knows that. Now the question is like, are we going to go another month sideways? Then we go, right? Are we are we going to have this sort of a box? Or are we going to have another sideway box? Or are we going to have a lower box? Nobody knows that. Okay, that's our just opinion. We're just guessing. Nobody knows how the market is going to open on Monday and how it will close. How are you going to sit here and predict the entire month? We don't know that. You have to keep a neutral tone. Answer is you don't know. We're trading probabilities. We don't know the future is not written. So the ranges here are pretty narrow, but with price. But now if you notice, man, what's going on? I need to kind of play around with this thing. This thing is okay. It's just it's a very narrow range. This is the time showing like buyers are aggressive, buying every dip, and the same time sellers are sitting trying to push everything down as well. Now, if you notice one thing, this number 8, this is the longest swing now compared to 5, compared to 4, not to the 5 here, 3 here, and this is the 32 all the way down here. There's not that many, so you can just only compare to this against this low. This is the largest swing based on time, not with price. 8 days, 5 days, 3 days since the March lows. So now from here, when you have a loss of momentum, say the money flow is struggling. So once the money flow stays red, it can stay red for whatever time. It depends if the price still keep making lower low, the if the price still the price is not moving up much, it's just the money flow just stays red. So it will take several days for this thing to go right back to the zero line and then starting to turn green again. There's a very choppy market. It's typical summer market, right? Mid-year, you know, and quarter is coming to an end. So it's just a lot of profit taking, especially based on, especially from the semi names. And then job reports, CPI, PPI, and 2 weeks from there, we're gonna have a full earnings season is gonna start. So like in the next 2 weeks, we're entering into a new earnings season. So same thing. You know how the earnings season goes. That will limit your trades as more and more you get close to the time. And most of these stocks, they don't just move, go wild either, because the volatility has to get priced into the option market, things like this. And now the premiums are start going, and now you open up a position. Now we open up a position. We know that the earnings are coming up in a week and a half. I mean, but we expect the stock to move before earnings. That usually doesn't happen. We all know that. And then if the position really doesn't move much, is pushing down, and now we're stuck. Now, okay, well, now we have full earning risk. I hate it. This is just, I can't stand earning season. You know, it limit your trading so much, but then you just like sit in slightly negative, whatever, and then you hoping like, okay, well, now you're carrying the full risk into an earning and hoping that thing just gonna is gonna go your way. But again, this is not something new. It happens every quarter. So this is it's a very concentrated market. Not a lot of big winners except for memory stocks, obviously. But mags and all the top generals, they're like as rough. It's a very narrow um list of stocks that you can trade. Sure, a lot of nobody got lucky with this 300% move on Micron and SanDisk and this and that, right? Fine. So stock went crazy. But that's just not the point. The point is like, okay, they were into an early cycle mature, fundamental improved, demand went to the roof, you know, and memory sector just literally exploded, right? What is the next sector? Nobody knows that. A rotation can be looks promising, but if the rotation can eventually enter into a big cycle phase and what the fundamental will change, well, that's going to be another story. But we can always cash them before anybody else. That's the beauty of these rotation is you can be way ahead of on a certain sector before the crowd will notice it. Like biotech, yes, not moving and stuff, and I picked up, 2, 3 stocks from there. Okay, well, they're moving, right? It's just not like the it shows up through the scanner, stock pulls up. I looked it up as a, see how the chart looks like. But that, RRG rotation is not a buy or sell signal. It's only scanning to tells you where to look, where is the potential is for the money to flow next. Money rotates. It leaves leadership groups. Okay. If the money is gonna come out from the semi names, eventually it will at some point. Where does it will go next? That's where the rotation helps you, which where the thing will go, and we'll track them because we just run we run scans all the time. Yeah, I try not to run them after after the bell or in the morning. Just it's so kind of disappointed and stuff. Is like I run a scan after market close and stuff, right? And I can find a stock, then I will make up my mind as like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna buy this stock tomorrow. And then this tomorrow the stock gaps up. I was like, really? It happens all the time with me, especially. Yes, I just like, screw it. I'd rather run a scan when the market is trading. That time scan, be not those pre-market and the post-market scans. Those are just brutal. A lot of time stock can just kind of stay where it was when I look, like the next day. But a lot of time the stock just takes off right away the next day. I was like, come on, you just at least let me in. So the Neo stock, the one I've been talking about this week, it's just the stock looks so good. Weekly swing is up, monthly swing is up, quarterly swing is up. It has that music signal, the one I call it. It has that as well. It has a buy signal on a thinkorswim. The stock just looks beautiful, rotation wise as well, money flow. These are all the things when you put it together. It's like, you know what? That's the one you gotta buy. And then what happens? Boom, stock just went up freaking 30% this week. It's in the last 2 days, 3 days. I just ran a scan in after the bell. And I posted that thing on Slack. I was like, you know what? This is the stock. I can find a lot of them, but I try not to do it after like right now, like I'm sitting. Um, I did this one. I don't know if somebody had them, the NTES, this one. This is a good setup. This is another one that I found, which was last weekend. So this one I actually did the sort of like a research note on this one. This isn't a tier three, okay, but it has weekly is good. RRG looks in a, it's in a tier three position right now. The wave count that I made with the earnings and stuff that I pulled it up, I mean, it's just it's right here. Now it kind of advanced a little bit, I think. Let me look it up the new one. Yeah, see, I kind of went a little bit more. So this is, see, it was here. See that now the tail, see, kind of went a little more. So it's picking up momentum, speed, you know? So it's a good setup. Um, so this is the wave count from here. Got a little choppy decline to the low, clear 5 waves up, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you have some sort of a flat, basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have like, ABC down. So you have a 5 up, 3 down. So that's your 8 swings on this. right? So you have a one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. You know the rule of Elliott wave. You need eight swings from the low. So when you have eight swings from the low, that defines a trend. When you have three higher highs, okay, from the low on a weekly chart, not a daily, not a 1 hour chart, not a 4 hour chart, weekly. Some of you are a little obsessed with these little smaller time frame charts. I'm gonna change your habit. Just wait. Some of you just have sitting watching these 1 hour charts and these 4 hour charts. And these daily charts all the time. Wait, I'm gonna change your thinking. How you've been reading price all this time. Focus on a weekly candle. Okay, that's what matters. This is where the trend is defined. Not on a daily time frame, not on a 4 hour time frame, not a half day chart, not a 1 hour time frame, not a 15-minute time frame. It's just all noise. This is trend. So from here, now it has to see if the stock can, if the rotation from here, if it improves, okay, which we'll watch. And then at the same time, you'll see if the stock make its way up. So the key breakout here is this zone. This is where the 78.6 and then 161.8, right? So this is where the upside is going to come if the price keeps making higher highs. It will come to a test is where the can stock is going to back off, especially from here. And if it clears it, it has to break this pivot. This is where this entire decline was. Once it takes out this pivot right there, which is this 100%, this is where you're going to have a clear shot to 200 with 195. Okay. So this is going to be the first hurdle. Second, the third. But that time when the price is going to clear that, this is where you see the third wave rally. This is where the third comes into a play. Third goes, then it accelerates to the upside. Then there's no turning back. Then you will see acceleration gaps, and here's your third wave. Yeah, good luck getting into that. You see how it takes off? Oh, look at all these green candles, all higher highs, non-stop. That's third wave right there. It shows everything. That's the beauty and the character of Elliott wave. It shows strength, setback, you know, low, first swing, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Here's your five swing completed. Now you can label it through 1 to 5 because you want to go through an Elliott wave route. Concept is still the same. You know, the price is pulling back. You're trying to defend this low. Price is pulling back. You're trying to defend this low. Price is pulling back eventually. Gave up this previous support right there. That's where your support is right there. So I draw this orange line, goes all the way across. Why this important? Why this area right there is very important? What? Because this was the high here. This is where the stock took a huge decline, choppy little decline all the way down here. Price came back, broke this pivot, right? Came back, didn't really came pretty close, didn't really got a full test, rips right back up, finally made his way down, and look what the price did. Broke, reverse, came down. This is where it is. You see, this is where all the action is because it is fighting the zone. You know, look weeks after week, one test failed, second, third, four, five. You see, 5 weeks. These are weekly candles. You're talking about every candle right there is a 1 week long. It keep retesting this because it was broken. Give up, put another new low. Now it's trying to make its way back up. So this area right there is everything, which is this 120-ish, I believe, 120. There. So now the question is, as long as the price can make the rotation holds, and week after week, if the price managed to hold this area right there, this zone, and if it can progress from there, the rotation will start to improve, right? Momentum is going to start picking up. And now if the price fails, meaning that it's going to reverse back down, the rotation that used to look that is looking like this is going to go like this. It's a full framework. It's right in front of you. It tells you how the price will advance. Rotation is telling you where the momentum is, which rotation found a stock, right? We come here, we look at the technical to see like, okay, do we have 8 swings here off the low? Yes. Where the stock is right now is a tier 3 phase, right? Is the weekly swing is up? Yes. Does it have a buy signal? Yes, it does. You see, there you go. Now, what do you have to think to enter the trade? Nothing. Just get in. When I when I post something like this, it's you should be saving this. Like, okay, you know what? Next week I'm gonna start watching this stock. It's just not like I just had a dream last night about, hey, I want to buy this NetEase company. It's because I'm running scans all the time. When I see something, I will post them like, okay, you know, the stock looks good. But now, one guy's, can you look up this? Can you look up that? Can you look at that? Well, I'll find it for you. You just randomly picking up stocks from somebody who told you about to get in this stock, or one guy's posting this. It's just not how it works. We don't know what he's looking at. Our framework is totally different. we we have our system tells us where to look. We come to a structure, then wave count or a swing to see how it looks. Does it have a buy signal? That's it. And then we'll follow. If it progress from here, the tier 3 phase goes to tier 2 goes to tier 1 enters into a leadership phase. The leadership phase will not come into a play until it breaks this pivot. Okay, a stock can progress here. It will go for that because which is right now is a tier 3. By that time, when the price will move up till here, is going to go to a tier 1. Tier 1, once it's going to reach right there, is going to be stays in a tier 2. Sorry, the tier 1. 1 from here is when the price is going to go into a leadership phase, which is not going to happen until it breaks 160. So basically what you're looking for is This stock has to go all the way up till here, and it has to cross this line. This 100. Price can go up till here in a tier 2, can roll over. It can go to a tier 1 phase, and it can roll over. Anything can happen. That's the risk that we're taking on a trade. Right? So we have this week by each week, every week it will tells us like, okay, is the money, this is the money flow right here that you look at them in a real time. Technical is on the other side. Is this rotation is improving? Okay, we're watching. We are watching that. As the stock is making higher highs? Well, that's what the technical side is going to tell you. This is a totally different world. So once it reached here, this is where the stock now is going into a leadership phase. That leadership phase will come into that 160 mark. I can tell you that. It's going to take time where the stock is at right now. You wanted to go from basic, I don't know where the stock closed at. Yes, it went up. It's at 123.61. Right, so it's sitting somewhere around here. So from 123, it has to go up to like 160. It's not gonna instantly happen either. You know that, right? We have to look at the ATR. The ATR in the stock is 8 points every week. Okay, so yesterday it closed the 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 week with the bullish hammer candle. Yeah, candles are not. It we watch them, you know, because close is very important, and these candles mean something, but that doesn't mean that these are buy and sell signals. Buy and sell signals are clearly defined on every single chart, what we trade. But we have to be mentally kind of have ready for this to see is how the close was for the week. Okay. I don't care about daily closes. The most important days for my trading is the Monday open. And you know that I don't really answer or talk to anyone in the first hour of Monday. Okay. And the close. I watch the close really, like the when the weekly candle is about to close, because that's completes the whole candle for the whole week. So now, why I am the Monday open is the most important, because this is where all the buys and sell signals is gonna pop for the whole week on the candles. That happens only right at the bell on Monday when everything updates. So the first thing that I do is is to see what I have open. Then I'm gonna go each tick by tick. I'm watching. I know which stock is doing what. Is to see, do I have uh, a weekly buy signal, a new one? Well, it's not gonna be on the open position because I'm already in those. I just wanted to make sure if it doesn't got a surprise with a sell signal. If it does, that I have Broadcom, right? A Broadcom triggered a sell signal 3 weeks ago. So the Monday, as soon as I looked at them, because I have, and then you say like, okay, now I gotta have to hedge this thing. Right there at that moment in that 1 hour is how you have to make a decision now. The signal confirmed. Okay, now you gotta have to do the hedge, not week later, 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks later. The time is gone. Act right there, soon as you see it. These are the some positions that been matured over a year and a half or so, and stocks that you're not planning to sell. Do I think Broadcom can be $1,000 stock? Yes, it will. But how this is what I think. I have a chart that shows that, you know, the stock has an upside. Long-term chart is an excellent, but I'm not, it's not that $1,000 is going to happen in 1 year. It can take 2 years, it can take 3 years, it can take 5 years. That's fine, right? But if I'm willing to hold the stock at $195, can I ride this thing to $1,000 based on the weekly wave count that I have? Yeah, I'm willing to hold it. But at the same time, I'm going to ride the whole thing up, okay, year after year after year. That I'm going to be doing hedges as soon as the sell signal is going to trigger along the way. That's the goal. Same thing with Google. Google taking a hit as well. I mean, I have a much lower positions. I even give every one of them here as well. But some of you are end up bought only leaps and then end up cashing those, and so it's just having at least hold something. I know there's a certain point that some people wanted to free up some cash. I get that, but don't close the entire position though. At least you need cash, fine, you can sell something, but at least if you had a position that you bought at a pretty good, like that you bought them at whatever price was, and you had a position that matured over like a year and a half or so, you should not be selling those. If you want to take money, fine, but don't close the whole thing. Hold something, at least to have the shares, um, for that kind of price though. Because once you exit the whole position, that's it, you're done. You never, I don't know. I mean, what is, the market has to lose that much of a the stock has to lose that much of a market cap to even basically come back down to where you were to be break even. But companies like this is the best ones to attack if the market really takes a big hit. And we're talking about that April sell-off that we had, and so just at that time it was working toward the rotation and stuff, but I just went strictly through the wave count entries like I used to do it. Fibonacci support, stock price is coming back in, the whole market under pressure, everybody's panicking because of the sell-off. And then you just say like, okay, I'm gonna buy the best companies. Google was one of them, Broadcom was one of them as well. So it just, you know, we gotta look for opportunities where everybody is crying for it. The everyday, the problem, the market is just falling apart. So S&P just weekly had a same thing. You see right there. This is the loss of momentum right there. I don't know about July. We'll see. I wanted to see how the month ends, but I'm definitely planning to put some um the hedge on the board for next month. What I'm planning to do is to, I know a little choppy, but the what is that? I'm not worried. I'm not too worried about what the daily chart is doing. Okay. I'm worried about this. This is what matters. Okay. This is what I watch. So what, so look what this price, what is this, um, how this month went. We had a low here and we had a high here. And this high right there was bearish engulfing candle at the very top. Remember, I always talk about, especially with Gann swings, these are the candles that takes out the previous week high and low. They engulf. So that appeared right there, which was 3 weeks ago. So then what happens is we put a doji, then we put another doji, right? It's not like the price now, the 5% dip that you noticed here, which you see it on a daily chart, and then we had a 4.7% rip right back here. This entire run to the downside and to the upside was ended up being a doji. This is buyers and sellers, they just cancel each other out. So we have two dojis against the bearish engulfing candle. This week, which is where the price come a little bit more under pressure. Each week, I've been even showing this on, I even posted on Twitter as well. Every time when you had a huge uptrend, okay, a price just had like, this is the 20% rally for 9 weeks. Okay, so we basically shoot right straight up for 9 straight weeks for 20.6%, right? We took a dip for nine weeks for 9.8%, and we rallied 9 weeks for 20.6%. So these are the things that I don't think that people really pay attention to exactly see what this market is actually doing. 10 weeks, 7.4, 9 weeks, 9.8, 9 weeks, 20.6. So what do you think has to happen next? We already exceeded on price, but we have not exceeded on time yet. Keep that thing in mind. That 9 right there is looking for another high to be B10. Your upside must exceed price and time. Price already did. It went from 9.8 to 20.6. Not the time though. The time is equal. So, but the 3 weeks right there is not pushing this thing back to B10. See how it works? 3 weeks, 5.8, 10 weeks, 7.4. The upside must be greater in a time and price. Always remember that. It cannot be short. If it fell short against your previous swing, that tells you one thing right away, that the price is losing momentum. Momentum is what? Speed. This is where the price is getting into a little tricky part right there, because it's looking for this. Now watch this one. If I could do that, this rotation here. Russell, 10 weeks, 12.1. Where we at now? 12 weeks, 26.3. 12, not 10, 12. So what happened? Price has made a higher high for 2 more weeks. It was 10 here. Now is 11. 1 and 2 makes 10 plus 1 plus 2 is 12. This was 7, 12, 9, 9, 9, 9. It's a very mixed up market right now. I'm look at this swing has to make one more high. Now the question is if that swing is going to make a high next week, well, then we need a full reversal back up. 2 weeks from now, that's why the market just went sideways. Look, I don't know if you guys even understand angles. 40, those you guys don't have, I don't think do know. Angle of ascent is where the price moves to the upside. 45-degree angles, okay, is the most typical uh, read on the extent of the angle to see how the price travels to the upside. Steeper, like the more vertical angle, that is just where the uptrend of the price, it's how it goes to the upside, how strong the trend is. There's a very mixed read here in the market, you know. It's just it's when you look at certain things, like certain sectors, it makes it looks like this entire market about to roll over. But at the same time, when you look at, there's a lot of pocket of strength is there in the market that is making them. It's not because if you look at them, you have a perfect example that we're noticing in the last 2 weeks. We have a 600%, sorry, the 600 points Nasdaq rallies, okay, but the entire Mag sevens are all sitting flat or lower. When does that ever we have noticed? I mean, we have a Nasdaq that is up over 2.5%, right? All the Mag 7 stocks are down. Every day is the same thing. But which stocks rallies? Micron, Sandisk, and like these 4 or 5 stocks. So this entire upside, okay, that this is a 34.7% move to the upside on the Qs. Same thing with Nasdaq, right? But when you come here to the Mag 7, NVIDIA is flat, Meta is down 17%, Tesla is down 20%, Microsoft down 23%, Netflix down 20. Apple 3% flat, Amazon flat, Google 7%. And Nasdaq rally 35% to the upside. When did that ever happen? Don't you think that these ones should be in double digits? Look what NVIDIA is. GPU, right? Everybody was NVIDIA was a poster child. These are the things that we want when we are looking at these rotation is telling us everything. What is happening? Where the money is actually flowing now in the market. That's why this market is so damn concentrated. And it's not easy to find winners because the list is very narrow. Market is selling off, breadth is positive. The market breadth is positive on a market down day. How is that even possible? Somebody can explain me that. This run that market just had is all based on memory stocks. Look where all the MAG7s are right now. And this is a daily rotation. These are the companies that every investor in the world, okay? I mean, these are the ones that are running your 401ks, your retirement accounts, and your college saving funds, and your pension funds, and things like this. These are every pretty much that whoever have company 401ks and stuff, you own Apple, Microsoft somewhere in those funds. But here's the thing, though. They're all sitting here. I get that, right? Where do you think is going to go next from here? They're not going this way. We know that for sure. These are the these are the stocks are the most liquid stocks in the world. When they come back pretty fast. Now the question is this: is if the memory stocks are gonna cool off, okay, in a Q3, does that lift up this sector up? Not from the daily, I'm just talking about the overall quarterly picture, which we look at them here. Where's this one? So right now, if you look at them, Meta down 2 quarters, Microsoft down 2 quarters, NVIDIA down 2 quarters, Google down 2 quarters, Amazon down 2 quarters, Apple barely making them. Tesla down 2 quarters. Netflix is down only 1 quarter. Stocks going 3 quarters in a row is no. I watch a lot of data. It doesn't really happen. I mean, we're looking at 3 months out um, data though. Yesterday, Microsoft popped 5% from the low. Most guy, the bottom is in. I mean, it just makes me laugh, man. Seriously. Bottom is in, yeah. Stock pops, yeah. Yeah, he was, I think it was Ruben, I think. Then 3 days ago, the MSTR made a new low, and I even took a screenshot, right? The stock is making a 52 weeks low. Oh, there's a lot of support down here. Great. Where that support that I was like, where is that support? I want to see where a lot of support is. You know. So now the stock was what was that, probably like 115, 110 or so. There's a lot of support down there. So yeah, now the stock is 82. So it's gonna be 68, watch. But I want to buy. I don't know why. Why we cannot find setups like NTES, that we just talked about earlier. Why there's no, like, why those charts don't exist. But no, we wanted to buy MSTR. It's right now is $82. Stock is probably like is sitting deep in the lagging quadrant. That's like nonsense. You're just buying hopes. That's exactly what it is. That's a tough way to trade. And you gotta think like, oh, I bought a stock on Monday at $80, and you end up holding it, and then it turns into a $200 stock, and you're probably gonna say like, wow. And nobody's gonna hold the stock for that long, anyways. One nice good pop goes up for 2, 3 weeks. Stock take a little bit of a shakeout. People dumping them. I mean, here's a thing that I want to be like: you buy in a trade which is out 60 days or 90 days, let's say, right? Based on volatility, if the volatility spike, I always try to see make sure that I do 60 days because I don't want to pay the front volatility, which has the premiums that already went up. A little bit more, adjust the strikes on a spread, you know. If I wanted to keep the cost a little bit lower, I can always, shorten up the strike prices just to see, like, I don't want to pay crazy debit for it. 4, 5, $6 debits are, it's just the average. Depends on a stock. Every premium is different. You can't say like all premiums going to be around the same. But comfort is always around like 3, 3.5, $4. The premium is just perfect. $4 easily put 5, 6 contracts done. You know, it's a quick trade. Like these are like you can instantly there are trades that goes up to $6 premium, 6.5, 6.75. These now you're paying $700 for one. Now you gotta add like, okay, gotta do three is gonna be, 1,400, 1,500 bucks. Five is gonna put me into a 25, $2,600. So now you're going up, because you pay. So I'm just always try to see if I could move a strike down a little bit just to adjust the premium somehow. You just don't want to go into that 7, 8, 9 number, and fine, yeah, we can go close to the money, this and that. But again, it's all different. So math is don't want to pay crazy money for these for every contract either. So just something you can see like I don't have to explain how I trade. You guys all know me. Um, the average is like always, four is always my ideal. It's just because anything that 3.75, 4.12, 4.5, like that kind of premium, just instantly I just do like five contracts right away, 10 on mine. So it's just like those are the quick one that I can put them on a board. So like I mean, I'm on a different screen right there. So I'm just, what I was talking about is I wanted to they look pretty rough, and we are gonna start Q3 next. Yeah, those Microsoft looks rough. See, July is flat. This thing is toast. I mean, just I will tell you that. Getting hit hard with sell signals like crazy. I know what it is. I know why the stock is like this because the stock has been on an uptrend for 15 years. After 15 years, now is about to crack lower this year. It has a more than a decade long of higher highs. That's why the stock is with these software names and stuff. That's why the stock is kind of um yeah, sector right there. Yeah, July is mm-mm. I am not no until I see rotation improves, a buy signal triggers, then I am interested in Microsoft. Until then, don't even think about it. If I'm really, really dying for a counter trend trade, I can find something shorter term on a 1 hour time frame. But I'm not interested. That's it. I'm not gonna buy a broken structure and hope that miracle is gonna happen. It's a great company. There's, there's nothing wrong with that. But it is broken. So don't sit with the hope, you know. See, NVIDIA looks rough, even next month as well. June, July is not good for NVIDIA. Can put in a bearish candle here as well at the close. Google had a pretty good July, has a pretty good July though. Amazon, it's okay. Apple, decent. Tesla, I mean, just nobody knows that. This is the weekly chart I'm gonna show you how this stock is trading right now. And then we have Netflix is so now you gotta understand this that the next month, okay, is all earnings. Okay. So keep that thing in mind. So we have a July right there, earnings, earnings. So all these the is the average performance of each month. You see? And then Meta. And these are, I don't think I'm going to show you this. This is the problem right there. This. See this monthly? That's your problem right there. This, this, this is the fourth one. This sucker going deep. That's why it's going down to the 52 weeks low. It doesn't mean that it cannot pop, you know, Monthly is different than weekly, weekly is different than daily. So, so I always say is that the number one reason that most traders lose money every single year because they trade in a wrong time frame. That's your number one cause of losing money every single year because you're all over the place. Every time frame, every technical will change based on every time frame. One hour is gonna have a different swing. Daily is gonna have a different high and lows. Weekly is gonna have a different high and lows. Monthly is gonna have a different high and lows. So which one you want to trade? Which one you want to trade? Which high and low you want to take? You want to trade 1 hour? Good luck. Want to trade daily? Good luck.
Mo, I think the money is moving away from MAG7 to financials. Healthcare sector is doing pretty well, like Abby,
Now is
Arc, you know,
yeah.
they quietly broke the record of all-time high.
The fear right
And the
now of this
biotechs.
Wall Street is the because dot-com bubble popped, okay, because the money that these companies borrowed is from the banks, right? This time, the capex spending is they have a lot of money, right? Now they're actually going a little bit more crazy. Some of them will start issuing convertible bonds. That's why it's all based on demand. Demand is insane right now. Okay. Demand is going up. Look the Micron CEO said. The Micron CEO said that the robots takes 10 times more memory than these GPUs. You know? So when the demand is stays up into a certain point, okay, now take a look at NVIDIA. Why NVIDIA is not rallying with the same AI data center GPUs and stuff, right? You see what NVIDIA is? It doesn't mean that NVIDIA is, I mean, it's there. Why we get that, we see it, right? But Microsoft is here. That's why the stock is not moving. Watch, you guys need, this market is all about rotation. If you don't understand rotation, if you're not gonna see rotation, you ain't going anywhere. Okay? Every person right now is talking about this rotation in the market as the only way you're gonna see it is here. Here you go. It's monthly. Intel, you see? Light, CIE and AO, Micron, AMD, GLW key like these. That's it. ALAB right there. GFS hasn't GFS still doesn't even enter the leadership phase. It's still sitting at tier one. Skyworks is right there. KRV is now watch this. Where the heck it went? See? Arista network. I didn't put NVIDIA in. There you go. See? Look at Broadcom. Money is out of these GPU stocks. Money is here. It tells you right there. I can rewind this thing back here. When does this actual cycle start? Uh, Go back. The beginning of the year, right there. That's where the Intel, right there. I'm just looking for these blue ones. I'm looking at the Intel. It was last November. That was into the tier two stage. The tier two, here goes tier one. There goes the leadership right there. That's your leader. It has to cross this line. Once it crossed that line right there, that's it. You're not going to be able to see it. Then when I'm going to run a scan, you're not going to see the stock anymore because I'm not running scans into a leadership phase. I can look at them manually, but that's not how the positioning that I wanted to position on a stock. I want to position somewhere on stock is here, here, in this kind of area. As long as then it tells me what it is, then the structure has to confirm that higher high for me to go into a stock. You could have a beautiful rotation like this, but when you come back to a stock, it has a downswing. And you see, you cannot. This is not like you buy this and you sell. This is not how it works. You need to make sure the price is making higher highs and higher lows. That's the most important thing. And this is where the demand went crazy on these stocks. This is why the stock has been ripping this year. Look at that fucking moment. It's exploded on the upside. This is monthly. Now we come back here to the weekly time frame, same names. See, the monthly cycle. Okay. You can't, I don't have monthly signals. I do it here on this screen. I don't have them on the Thinker screen. That you cannot script that. It's impossible. You can't because it doesn't pull up that far data. Here I have a different that I hunt for the higher lows with the different conditions. Yeah, weekly is you see. No, weekly it's not. Now look at this. This entire 35% NASDAQ pump from the last 9 weeks, with all the MAG7s are down, is on these stocks. These are the ones that are outperforming. And now you look at the list here. Look. And now how many of their weekly swing flipped? These all these are all went down. So we have AAOI, this FN, Light, No, QRVO, and Sky Solution right there. I might close this. I buy shares on this one. I might just close this position on Monday and then re-enter it again. No need to sit on this if monthly is the direction flipped. It put an outside bar. So I'm gonna watch on Monday and see, and then if it's not, then I buy shares. I'm just gonna close it out. That's it. It rallied. I didn't sell anything. We'll see. I hope we can pick a little better entry to the downside, and then we can go back in again. Nothing wrong with the. I mean, you have. You see, swing is down. You see, you have. 4 weeks of lower lows. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, still had a pretty huge run to the upside, 11 weeks, four weeks of setback now for 15.8%. So if we do a retracement here, so we're at a 50% that we just tested this week. Now the question is, are we gonna go to 88? That's a 61.8. So basically what now is down. Now it needs 3 weeks of higher highs for this thing to flip. See money flows going negative as well. So the only hope is that the trend band is still green, hasn't turned red. So, because it's still sitting in that leading quadrant. So it's just unless it's just gonna roll over hard, that's another thing. But it's a nice buy signal here, made a pretty decent recovery on the way back up, but we'll see. I'll take a look at them Monday and see how the session goes. Something It really doesn't make sense if it at 93, if it comes to 88, that's like what, 4 or 5 points, just nothing. And then we don't know where it managed to find some support between 74.92 to 109.49. So it could pop one more week, but we'll see. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be down forever. Of course, it's gonna move, gonna have a higher bar. So this ALAB and now the which ones are, no, I did the separate that one. So the rest are all are, see, Micron is here. And this sucker is that's a new poster child right there. Monthly 14 swing and 14 months, 1,939% upside, 61.54. You know, I give a lot of credit here on a monthly. This was the go signal right there. And look, that go signal did the job. It's pretty impressive. I looked at them before as well. Nailed that month entry, right? The signal right there. Go signals are pretty good on a weekly. I do keep them, I use mine most of the time, but as a hint, you know. So just because this is pure indicator um signal, the go signal is, you know, the it has I deleted that one. So if we do see right there, right there on the weekly, see, which was on April 10th, that week when the weekly go signal triggered. Look how, yes, it's worth it. Again, higher the time frame is, better your technical is gonna look and much better read. You want to trade noise? Good luck. Look at semis. This one is going from here, you know? So we every week. So the semi is actually it's a pretty these are pretty solid signals right there, to be honest. Nobody knows how far it's gonna go. But When you see something here like this, well, that means time to go. It's a This is like, I don't know how he did that, but he has, I believe, three, four indicators that he merged them is to fire these go no go signals. They're pretty good. I think I NASDAQ has yeah, right there. I think this one look last year in 2025. Nice rally up this year. So it looks like that every year on a weekly time frame, these indexes fires this once a year. Let's go signal. Russell is going from here since August of last year on a weekly time frame. So now these ones doesn't have the same with the with the direction of the swings because there's more now this one swing turned down here, swing was down here, you see? So GAN is gonna tells you um the swing directions along the way. This one does not. Once it go, you go. The only time you're gonna get out on a weekly is when you're gonna have the no-go. The no-go appears is when you're gonna have this purple candle, like here. See? Again, you when you look at them, that when the signal fires, nobody knows the upside, nobody knows the downside. But as long as you have a trend, you stay up. And who has the stomach to hold the trade for that long? No one. Well, these are pretty good. I can run a scan on them to see how many are the weekly ones there, how many monthly are there. I can run a scan. I can run a scan on anything. Just what I'm saying is just finding trades is not a problem. I can do a weekly. Do I have it here? Here. 1 week. Okay, let's see. There you go. 19 stocks triggered a go signal on the weekly bar. Take a look at them. How long it takes? Less than 5 seconds. So we go here to watch list, pull this up, go to weekly. There you go. This little this aqua color is for the go signal. All of them is gonna have it. This one does. This, this. So they're all triggered on this weekly bar. FD right there. So now these ones that trigger, that just you can see, you see the trend is the band is turning green as well. Now how far do they go? Damn. How far do they go? Well, we don't know that. You see, like now it's trying to flip green. This is like an early end signals right there. Best Buy got one. Abby, huge pop. Um, Ecolab. There's so many ways that that I can find trades. These guys have no clue. I can do mine. I'm gonna do this. Not a lot, but here you go. You got a weekly four, like five signals on the entire S&P. That's mine. How many cell signal triggered? You can do on a weekly time frame. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 12. That's how fast the scanner works. Seconds. Then I have to just filter it down to see what I want to trade. You don't, that's what I'm saying is finding trades is not a problem. Scanner is going to find everything. Bearish. These are the stocks that are closed. These are the ones, S&P 500. These are the stocks that I put a bearish engulfing candle yesterday. 28 of them, you know. So 28 of them, you just go by sector to see like, okay, which are the sectors that got hit, got or has the potential that might get hit next week, right? Semis, AMD, ADI, Broadcom, Intel, Marvel, whatever, Chip, NVIDIA, and Texas Instrument. These are all the semis right there. So we got one trucking company, oil and production, we got Diamondback, investment banking, EPO. This is the Morgan Stanley. You see, and you can tell, okay, this is where the market breadth is. That's how you see, like, okay, but that doesn't mean it's a sell, But these are the stocks that you watch closely because they closed the week with a bearish engulfing candle. That's just the, you know, that doesn't mean that in one single week is going to change the entire trend. No, it doesn't work that way. The only swing is down right now is NVIDIA. That's for sure. So now it has the bearish engulfing candle with the swing down. That's a different thing. Having a bearish engulfing candle with the swing up, well, that's a different thing. Direction of the swing is nothing to do with the one weekly candle close. That matters. But how many bullish? A lot. 83 of them. Now these stocks all close with a bullish engulfing candle. So we got United Airlines, Coke. We don't know how many of them have the swing up and swing down. We can find out. So having one candle doesn't mean anything. Okay, now we're gonna see like, okay, which one actually has a swing up? They all have a swing up, except for these ones that have a swing down. So now this stock, let's say I want to pull up, let's see, any down, like, okay, this one. So now this one right there, you go to a weekly, you see? Now the direction of the swing is down, but it closed out the week with the bullish engulfing candle. Does that mean that this is the change of a trend? No. The band is still red. The direction of the swing is still down. I don't even know where the RRG looks like. Money flow was completely destroyed for months. Okay. Starting to show some signs, that it can money flow. You see right there. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna load something on Monday. Look at the direction, it's down. So don't marry a one week. Oh, it's just gonna change everything. No, the direction matters. But if a stock has a huge uptrend and if it gets hit with the engulf, engulfing candle, we gotta watch. It's the same thing. We just looked at the S&P 500. What thing happened 2 weeks ago? The S&P put on an all-time high on a weekly bar with an outside bar. And look, hasn't made a new high in the last 3 weeks. Last previous 2 weeks for Doji, this week was lower. See, it hasn't made a new high because it stopped the top with the outside bar. It's the same thing with the bottom right there. You see, bottom bar right there on this stock, outside bar. These are the candles you have to pay attention to it. They call two in one. These are the candles that they make highs and they make they will take out the previous week, previous month high, and they will take the previous week low and previous monthly low as well, weekly and monthly. They engulf. I can filter it. Here, these are all the stocks that closed the week with the outside week ahead. See, they made a high. They took out the last week high and the low this week. Chipotle is one of them. And the doggy right there. That doggy said, "Oh, interesting. See how I saved the swing yesterday, this week. See, it has the 2 weeks of lower lows. Look what it did this week. Made an outside week, held the swing. Now he's up. Yeah, music stopped right there. So we'll see what happens. Money phases is going flat. These are just the candles that we're looking at. We have these ones. They're called the music signal, the pink one. This is a structure is based on five conditions, not one, two, three, five. It is a very specific conditions that applies to this script that it triggers that. And it's gonna keep you in the trade as long as every week that you keep looking, keep watching these pink arrows. Wherever the pink arrow stops, that's the next we just get out. It can fail here, it can fail here, it can fail any week. But as long as there, you stay in the trade. I call it a music signal. When the music is playing, you be seated. When the music stops, you go home. It's a very unique signal that it triggers. I mean, I take take a lot of them, but like this is the monthly one. This one. Now this is not something that you're gonna buy 6 months out leaps or something. That BS doesn't. You have to buy shares, and just hold on to it. Whichever now the month is gonna end in two. I know it went up, kind of backs off. Fine. I mean, it's just the way, it was a doji hit as well. But that's not the point. The point is that you get in the month it fires, and you're gonna get out wherever this thing's gonna stop. So it's been 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's been 8 months so far. So you just simply take, if you wanna not from here, you say like I wanna measure a move from here to here, 92%. Am I, let's say if this thing stops here, 64%, I make 56%, but fine. I mean, regardless, whatever the case, I'm gonna get out of the trade with the profit whenever the thing is gonna stop. Just let it work. Now this one, I don't look at a weekly candles. I don't look at a daily candles. I don't worry about. I don't care about that. It's a pure structured trade based on a month-to-month basis. Okay, you see right here, this was a down month. Red candle right there. And then look at the pop right there next month. Then it just it tells you like, okay, I when the price was here, had a down month. Okay, it's there. The next new month started. Fires again. Okay, good. Didn't disappear. It's gonna tell me every month the music is still playing or not. This one requires a lot of patience, but if you could manage to hold 4 to 5 trades for 7, 8 months, that's all you need to boost your account. The rest you can always, swing trading and stuff, always keep them. So I try to see if I can scale like 4 or 5 trades a year from here. So this is it's been 8 months so far. So since I got in this trade, so it's working. Let it work. I have several more. I mean, this is just a monthly time frame. I'm just what I'm saying. It just guys, no idea how many different ways that I can find trades. But that doesn't mean that anything is moving, I have to trade right away. You know, um, look at this. This says everything is down on a daily and down on a weekly. This is how the month is going so far. Down 10%, 9.8, 11, 12, 8, 10, 10, 16, and year to date. Netflix has been down for 5 weeks now. Was down for 4 weeks. Uh, Tesla too. Here's a thing I wanted to show you. I'll laugh. Uh, it's a three. No. This oh God, I was gonna show you something. Uh, this is I want to show you some stocks that you just need to stay away from it, okay? Here's one, okay? Weekly, monthly, quarterly. Not too many people out there actually follow quarterly charts, except for me. That's the yearly. So every stock has 4 time frames. Okay. This is a cycle, quarterly, and then monthly. So I'm trading from here to here in this time frame. but I do watch the other one. Look at this story on the stock. Hmm. Weekly swing is down, monthly swing is down, quarterly swing is down. You see right there now with the new low, it actually it actually flipped a quarter down now. The struggle for this stock, the stock had a 15-year run right there. See the number 15? Last year, it ended the year with the outside yearly bar at the very top. The trend went for 15 years, ended up on the top with the bearish engulfing candle last year. This is the reason the stock is struggling this year because of the bearish candle last year. Okay, so this little red box that you see in right here is the bearish structure. It's the candle scan is doing the it's picking up. It's telling you the stock is under pressure, being going bearish. So that's why the stock is struggling this year so bad because it ended really bad last year. We're only 6 months into it. So right now, that bar right there that you see is an inside bar. It hasn't break. The last year low was 344.79. It hasn't made a new low yet. You look at the low yesterday. The other day, 349.20. You see, it's trying to defend that low. I think it's gonna crack. It's resetting that clock because it has a 15-year run to the upside. Okay. Now you go up. Now it has 3/4 of lower lows. Now you need 3/4 of higher highs for this quarterly swing to flip. Then on the monthly side, it was trying to make a move this month. So it put a low here. Okay. It made 1 month, 2 months, third month, it went up, but then it reversed. See, it doesn't want to make print 3 months of higher highs. Now it got hit with another sell signal sitting right there because it's a bearish engulfing candle for the month, doji for the quarter, inside for the yearly. This is not a buy here. You can play a short bounce if you like. This is absolutely not a buy. This stock is this is broken chart now across multiple time frame. This is the trend. If you break monthly swing to the downside, the stock is done for period of time. Just remember that. It doesn't mean that the monthly cannot pop one more month. It can't. It's gonna reverse right back down after that. Monthly just has to hold. It's very important. It takes time to build the swing back up again as well. So like yesterday, I put a low here. See that? So this is weekly. Ended the week with a doji. It's a sign like, yeah, buyers and sellers are just basically cancel each other out. So it's put up a new low yesterday, 52 weeks low with a doji. Does that mean this is the bottom? Absolutely not. This is bad picture. This is a broken technical chart. We looked at the rotation earlier, how deep that thing is going to a lagging quadrant. You see, like, but here, I want to buy leaps. Fuck is wrong with you? Seriously. You mentally retarded or something, or you have, like, you cannot find anything else, but you have to buy a broken chart. We'll find something good, better. Tons of them out there. Look at Tesla. Weekly is down, monthly is down, quarterly is holding. Now here's a test. Tesla better prove something next quarter. You see, now Tesla has 2 quarters of lower lows. Got hit with a sell signal last quarter, got a new low for this month, for this quarter, ending a quarter with a doji. Okay, but it has two low. Next month, next basically next quarter, whatever. This is the line in the sand for Tesla, 337.24. So right now it's at 379. If this stock makes another new low, it's going to become another Microsoft. So it's going to have a same thing like this, 3 quarters of a lower lows. That doesn't mean that Tesla cannot bounce 10, 15, 20, 25%. It can. This is the quarterly bar. Once the swing turns down, it doesn't instantly reverse back up either. Keep that thing in mind. It doesn't happen on a weekly, not going to happen on a monthly, not going to happen on a quarterly. That's not how price works. It's gonna take a, but it's gonna defend. It's gonna fight the hell out of the on a third bar, especially MAG7 stocks on any higher time frame where they have to defend the third week. That they don't just give up that easily. For the year right there, you see, it's forming a bearish structure as well. It's not closed yet, but there's a potential there. There's a bearish structure here, down. See, sell signal here. Like, then this MAG7 doesn't look good this year, to be honest, if you look at them. A lot of stocks that I'm watching, that I'm going through them one by one. This looks like this look at, like, it's a nightmare. Like Spotify right there, down, down, down. Just, I mean, if the rotation improves here, which we always watch less on, on a weekly time frame, I know that all I'm trying to play is the potential bounce. That's it. I have zero desire holding the stock. It's a one ticker is gonna show me everything what I want to see. You know, these are just these stocks has taken some serious hit. It was one already at T-Mobile. Once I see weekly down, this down, so I'm not even just okay, fine, move on. I'm not even interested. So these are broken charts. Uber, failed company. There's absolutely nothing attractive here. But can I manage to play from 75 calls to 80 calls? Can I, like, set up a, like, if I want to swing it down right now, let's say I want to make a spread from, like, from here to here, can I play this little move? Yeah, we can manage to play it. But look at the overall picture on these stocks. That they're dying on higher time frame. But here people say, oh, this is the low right there. Oh, this stock is going like this. Really? I was talking to this guy yesterday. This guy is, he was his birthday day. my my Mexican friend. I tell him yesterday, dude, I call the shots because I have all the Uno cards. I was laughing. Let me make the call. Okay, if you want to buy something, you just ask me a ticker, I'll tell you which one is the ones you see. Here's Wells Fargo. This is what you call a healthy chart. Up, 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 up. Any kind of a pullback that you see on this stock is where you want to look for entries, but sitting on a lagging quadrant. But this is based on a weekly time frame. I can change it and but just just the overview of that's the overall like how like a health of a stock. You know, Bank of America. Look at that. Green, 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 all the way across. You see? It's not like they like these stocks don't exist, but we're so obsessed with some of these companies. Okay, oh, we're just because we're just buying cheap. Well, this stock is 460, it could be freaking 370 in 2 more months. We don't know that. Most of these broken company stocks, they come down to retest this 5 EMA on a yearly chart, which is 362. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but it can this year, might happen next year. It's just there's nothing good about it. Stock is down 3 quarters in a row for 48%. Stock is down for 8 months, 48.4%. Look at the time. 8 months here, 3 quarters here, and the stock is just whipsaws around. Look at that, what the stock is doing. Lower here, see? So how can you even trade this? When here's a guy comes in, oh, I want to buy Spotify. Really? Okay, buy it then. And the ones that who are panicking about, Mo, can you look at this one? Mo, can you look at this one? But like, I mean, I'm not here running your position. You bought it, you own it. Deal with it. Don't waste my time. I have to find trades on my own. It's just I go through them every day just to see like which is this is a decent, you know, hasn't taken too much. This is ending a month with but that's not on the top though. That's a good sign. Kind of like this one, app loving, whatever it is, but weekly swing just turned down. See, you got 3 weeks of lower lows. One, two, three. So this is why the just gonna is probably most likely is gonna go just stay range bound below the trend band as well. Yeah, three. Yeah, that rotation is gonna fail. This is rotation looks now. Oh, there you go. Huh, I knew it. I knew this thing. Yeah, see the curve? Yeah, because the swing down now. Yeah, you're gonna toast your momentum if that happens. It had a chance this week to make a reverse back to 530, but didn't. And the close in here, so it ain't going anywhere. American Express is good under pressure on a monthly though. It has this music signal now on American Express for 2 weeks. So we'll see how long this goes from here. Because JPM is under that, still going from 3, 4, 5 weeks so far. Goldman Sachs has one that's been going for 3, 6, 7 months, 7 weeks so far. Okay, that's a bearish candle as well for them, but that doesn't mean you still need 2 more weeks of lower lows. So financials are has signs, but sector wise, I mean, the money can rotate into the sector, which is I would focus more on healthcare. Okay, the energy is way down here. The financials are here, which is ahead of healthcare. So financials and healthcare. These are the two sectors right now that I'm going to start running scans more on these stocks. Okay, Eli Lilly is the top ones, made a 52 weeks high. AbbVie is making 52 weeks high. Like these are the top ones. Amgen and stuff, you're gonna have to hunt those. So financials and healthcare, we can run them again. We're gonna do the same BS on on the weekend, and then the I can do F the 6 names. If anything in that kill zone, nothing. So only this one. The other one already advanced. So these ones are the ones to hunt. These names right there. So this one has been showing, and this is in a tier one. This is trying to enter into a leadership phase. Bank of America, Visa, this PRU is that. We can do this. See, they're all improving. Swings are good. All swings are up. There you go. So these are the, you don't need 15 stocks. You just need two, three good stocks to trade anyways. Nobody can trade that many stocks. Just go for the top names. So the swing is up. Now we can run a swing extension. Take this, we take 357. 357 is going to be an equal measured move of this swing from here. We can run a time on it. Take this to this. That give us a time. 7/3/2026. So this is the upside target at this date, that week, sorry. 357 by 7/3, 2026. So that doesn't mean it's going to get there, but this is what the time is going to start. It's starting to come into a play. So the measured move on a Visa from here, nice buy, from here to here to here. So rotation is improving. So it just needs to clear this hurdle. So what would be the trade setup? The trade would be setting up a spread 340, 350, 355. So either a 10 into 340, 350, buy the 340, sell the 350, or buy the 340, sell the 360. So you buy this, sell this, or sell this. That's the trade from here. That's how I look at stocks. Run a quick scan and see like, okay, where the stock is at. TV, the Tito price. This is the one that's entering into a leadership phase because this is a tier one. It has a go signal right there. So this has a main hurdle. here, right? Second resistance is here. That's where the stock is. So now if the stock advance from here, it's been up for 13 weeks, 29.6% to the upside off this low. So it's been run for 13 weeks so far. Had a little bit of a breather. Now the question is, the band is green, money flow is green, go signal is here, swing is up, improving on the rotation. You see, like these are the positives that we're looking to see where how many positive do we have against how many negatives. Looking for a trend to clear, and then okay, tier one does can it enter into a leadership phase? Well, this is where the decision is going to get made to the 118. So your upside from here is this. And then from here, what we can do is we're going to take a larger swing once it goes into a leadership phase, take this low, go to this high, project it from here. There you go. So your 125 will be an equal measured move of that swing. That's if the stock enter into a leadership phase, right? So now from here is we're gonna run a clock. So we take this high, this to this. So now this clock, time clock, gave us a measured move of 100 on August, what was that? August 7th of 2026. That's if the stock enter into a um, leadership phase. So the potential upside that we're looking for is from here to here is, oops, sometimes about it. I go bottom up. From here to it is stay. Let's see, from here to here, 15%, roughly call it. So that's your upside. You see, that's how you prep a trade, you know? That's the full framework. That's how it works. RG scanner finds it. It tells you what to trade. Now you come to the structure. Then you look at the structure, then signal, then you fire the trade. It's just this. That's the framework that I built. You can't just jump here and ignore the rotation, or you just play the rotation, ignore the structure. You know, just it's not gonna work. We know what if you want to buy something in financial, these are the stocks that we can have a potential to to run to the upside. We know where the stock is sitting right at the edge of the going into a leadership phase. So the stock can advance to here, and then this is the upside path between 125 for an equal measured move at time and price. So now have to make a decision. See, money flow, go no, go signal. Like this is the full analysis on one stock, and I did it for like what, less than 5 minutes, 3 minutes, I will say. There's another one right there. Oh, this one is under a music signal. Damn, for 4 weeks. Could put a double top rejection. There you go. Last week, new high. Boom. There goes your liquidity drainage right there. Yeah, these are nags. I don't like, never like double top rejections. Barely closed it, but it's finally made it. You see that you always, every time when you're gonna make a new 52 weeks high, okay, you want to make sure the weekly close is above the 57.55 and it closed at 57.88. It would be nice if it closes somewhere around here, you know. You need to make sure, you know, you see, but it left with the wick. But that doesn't mean it's bearish, but it's just not, it's not like a very strong close that you call it. You made a new high with the wick and then you just dump, you know. You want to hold it some, but again, it's not up to us to decide. But these are the closes I always pay attention to. Is it a new high is being made with a big wick, you know? And this is what we know. So this one is already went to the measured move right there. So it's just a matter of now it has to advance. Advance meaning in, I'll give you a couple of reasons for it. First, we're gonna do, so we did this. So we took this low, this swing high, this swing higher low, higher high, right? So we have a so we have a um, trend is to the upside. Now we're on a time, 1 week short. Price exceeded, time is not right there. So it's just, it will be next week. Yeah, the price got there a little bit early, which is fine, right? So it gives us a window. So how does this entry appears here based on this swing? So we just take this high to this low, 8.6% retracement. That's pretty deep that it came down and move everything. That was your always a last resort. Remember 8.6? So 8.6 held here, set up a bullish structure with this green shade, and here comes the music signal now. Now the question is with this AX, with American Express, is it the stock in advance week after week going to the upside? So we could do 12761.8. So from we can this one, keep this in July. 200 July 17, 379, 362, sorry. 362. That's the upper, that's the, if the stock advance, what would be the upside window that you're looking for is this room right there between, that's your price and time right there. So you just made this one though. Or you can just do to the pink box. So we already, the price already reached the yellow box. Let's get to a pink box. So that's the upside path from here. But as long as the price keep making higher lows, high and higher highs. So the band is in a very, very early phase, the phase right now for to turn green. So it's still gonna take another week or two to turn something like you see, like green, and it lost it here. And now this trend band has to turn back green again like this. So it's gonna take time. I think I'm watching this. I think I'm gonna get into this EXP, XPS. Yeah, it has a buy signal down there as well. I don't know if it's gonna pop on earnings. It's gonna take a pause. Don't know. Okay. Bank of America. 52 weeks high. Where this stock is at, we can do extension first. Take this swing, this reach 100. Now we take the time. Already passed the time and price right there. That actually reached here. Look how nice it. Beautiful. Get to this. Go signal. Money flow is positive. Rotation is improving. Swing is up. These are this is what we wanted to buy. Stocks like this on any sort of a pullback. One guy sit and leaps on this one on Baba or something. I mean, come on. Like I don't I don't trade Chinese companies. You all know me. It's just like this. Like the second I click on a one side, like you see green bands, green ribbons going up, swings are up. It's just money flow positive. These are healthy, good looking charts. Something that we trade. IBM is okay. I don't know how is the only stock right there is holding much better than the rest of them. All the other software names are getting destroyed. Look at the Palantir. Down, down. This one is still up. Now, here you go. Here's going to be another test for this one. 2 quarters of lower lows. So let's see how this quarterly candle close. Yeah, this is another one. 11 quarter run. Cooling off right now. See? 11 quarters. This numbers right there is calculating the time. So after 11 quarters right there, 1 quarter down, second quarter is down. So now we'll see where this thing close. Stock is not even fully mature yet to even make a quarterly ribbon yet. Still kind of new on a big cycle. It's not like Microsoft or Apple. You look at Apple, much better. Apple freaking under pressure like crazy and got hit with this. I've been watching this. Yeah, Apple is um, it's a very steady stock. It runs 3 years, cools off, runs again. See? 2 years, outside bar goes up. 3 years. So now it's in a third year right now. We'll see how this year is gonna. It's already sitting with a sell signal up on the top for the next year. So has a pretty good sequence of 3 years of higher highs, and then it cools off on 1 year, and then it rips right back over the next 3 more years. So we'll see. I mean, we're making a new high. So yeah, 300, 317. I think you see the extension here. Yeah, 320. Most it can stretch for the year is 362 if it's gonna rips more to the upside. That's the upside extension of the year. So I'll watch in the weekly time frame swing is down right now because every MAG7 swing is down. So it's just look, swing down, swing down, swing like you have to just look at yourself and ask, No, because I want to buy a 160 leaps. You know, no concept. Look at the picture. Let the rotation proof show us what we can, where to look. We're not just randomly looking stocks. Yeah, people don't have what we have. Well, that's how they do it. They just dream of one stock and thinking like, okay, I'm gonna buy this, like this, down, down. You know, I need to see this side. If this is down, as long as this is all green, that's good. Which is we can find something here on the weekly side. This has to stay green. You know, if these two are down quarterly and monthly, and then this swing turns up, all you playing is just a counter trend move. That doesn't mean that that's not a trade. It's not like we cannot catch a 15% or 20% upside from here. Of course we can, because these are monster huge time frame candles. Once it completes 3 full months, is this is when this candle is going to close. It's already sitting with a sell signal. Sell signal here, down. These are nasty sell signals. Let me just tell you, especially on a higher time frame. And the buy signals on these ones. I always look for these ones here. Anything comes in for the monthly on a buy, even the swing is down, I will see like, okay, if I can, squeeze a trade on a monthly time frame just to target the previous month high or something. But I need signal to give me a green light to see like, okay, it's worth taking a shot. Like this. See, quarterly is one thing is that's beside the point, but monthly, monthly and weekly down at the same time, that's it. Just move on. Out. They, you have to just look at right away. Look, all of these stocks. This is the Russell 200. Now, look from the top. How many and 200 stocks? How many stocks they are improving, meaning that they're sitting in the improving quadrant. And look how many of them in a lagging quadrant. Look. And look how many are weakening right now. And look how many are leading. This is a weekly. So United Healthcare, TXN, QCOM, Oracle, NVIDIA, this, CVS. So this is how it tells you the market breadth. There you go. These are the stocks that are sitting in a leading quadrant. It's the whole list. So these are already in a leadership phase, meaning that, a lot of these stocks are already advanced. Look, the candlestick that's swing flipped, I know, as I saw yesterday. Yeah, music signal stopped here, managed to squeeze a couple more weeks out. Yeah, now it finally turned down. This is in a leadership phase, you see? Up, 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 up. There you go. You're gonna see it across the board. Broadcom, up, 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 all up. It's pulling down like this, but everybody thinks like, oh, this it's thing is ending. It's getting doesn't look good for the next month. That's for sure. You know, gotta. Last time it got it here. So we'll see. It has to close first to confirm. Nothing is confirmed until it closes. But it's the choppy right there still. That's a double inside month. Well, this thing is gonna make a move next month one way or another. This is going two inside months back to back. That's what they call the shark pattern. Two inside months back to back. Amazon down, up, up, and up. It's better than freaking the Microsoft and all the other ones. Look, like the leadership will define the trend with the leader. Look at that, AMAT, because it's going on that music. The music is playing on the monthly from here. So it's been 7 months. I don't mean, I hate to make calls like this, but I can't really think too far this and that. If you would have asked me for halfway through the month, we hit 7,500 target that I have for the year on the S&P. And if you would have asked me where we will close this year, I hate to say, I think it's going to be close to 7,000. So I see it, so I look at a lot of stuff, do a lot. I mean, I do heavy technicals. You're probably never going to have, probably know somebody who can even look that deep into across the market. I just don't see. It doesn't mean because this cycle is ending here as well. The is this? Well, this is what I. You know what, Billy? Here's a. Right around. I saw it. I think. I don't know. I mean,
Oh, can you show SPX cycle chart again? 12, was it 12-month, 12 weeks cycle chart?
40.
40 week?
Oh, the 41. This one. That's a really good one. This is ends in this actually ends this cycle ends starts a new one on August 14th. So this is a really good one. 40 week cycle since the bear market low of 2022.
So which way is it gonna go after August 14th? Down?
No, it's not about it's about like every cycle, meaning the 40 weeks window, the market is gonna have a 10% correction. It's literally a proven thing right now. It's been happening over and over again, except for two large reset, except for one that went double. Look, 2022 low, 9.2 call 10% in this window, right? From here to here. New 40 week starts 10%. Another 40 week starts 10%. This one went double. That's where we had this April low. Then this 40 weeks that we're in right now, 10. So it's just every 40 weeks, except for this one, this market corrects 10% every single time in this 40-week window. So now the thing is that now the next one will start here in August. until 5/21 or 2027, there is gonna be a 10% correction somewhere in this cycle. Pretty, this is just repeating nonstop for years now. When, or we don't know that. That's when we will know that we have um, a structure is broken. That's when we will know. It just is a very narrow mark, like it's very concentrated market, you know. There are punishing these companies who wants to spend big money, and now they're saying like, okay, fine, you want to spend money, we'll punish you with the with your stock with the market cap. We want to show us the growth. So it's like you want to go out and buy a $5 million house, but then the question comes in, can you able to make the monthly payment for it or not? It's like the same kind of concept, you know, they're spending money, big money on these AI data centers and all that. But now the investors are looking at this way, is that it's going to have a future return. How much is this going to impact their growth? Like how much, what the potential return for for the money that they're spending right now? It's not something small, you know. So GPUs and stuff, it had a run last year. Now it went to a memories and stuff. Now the question is, now the ones that we have to really look into it is this Microsoft is the one who signed a 10-year lease with the turbine engines to power these data centers. What does that tell you? And where do you think these turbines come from? GE. Who makes the best turbine? GE. Think about that for the next 10 years. You see, like how everything and then we have half the nation calling for AI bubble. And demand is insane. You know what these company knows is just, you know, there's one in Virginia. There's several data centers right now. They're pretty loud as well. There's like, you know, the states who wants to build data centers, they're giving them a tax breaks and stuff, and they want to be a little bit more closer to the city, you know, closer to a neighborhoods now because of uh, the power supply and stuff, you know. They don't have to go out further, so they have to dug out and, you know, lay out all the new lines and stuff. You know how much that cost? Yeah, it's just crazy if you really um look at this thing, is like how this thing is. Where is the biggest one is in yeah, North Virginia is the largest, it's the biggest one. Fairfax. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is the largest one. Fairfax. Look at the size of this thing. Monster. Yeah. These are all the data centers right there. This is the I just only looked, I'm pulling up a Virginia one. The Fairfax is the largest one. See how they're building them? That's a massive infrastructure. It's how much power it needs to, you know? That's what it is, all these data centers. You see? So now the ones who owns these lands, right? Look, the people living here, and you got a data center behind it. They're saying like, oh yeah, go out and build them in a desert or something. Well, how are you gonna do? How are you gonna get all the power there? So the ones who owns these lands closer to a neighborhood are the ones that companies are paying massive money to these lands, right? They cashed out, they sold their land. Data center comes in. Now these giant companies coming in like Microsoft, Meta, Google, and all that. What is that for them? Buying a piece of land? Nothing. And here goes the construction. Now the construction requires, GPU, these memories, the data, fiber optic, this and this and this, everything goes in here. But look how close they're sitting. Like from your backyard, you go outside here. Now you got this data center back there. These one doesn't look like a small homes either. You can like ruin the entire look of a nice neighborhood, basically. Basically, I'm looking at some of these things. I'm like, wow, imagine having a data center into your backyard. Like, look right there. Look, it's still kind of further back. You got a lot of trees and stuff, little pond here, you know. It depends which angle you take a shot. But you can kind of get an idea. It's like, you see, because these counties, they are desperate, they need money. So what is for them to cut them a check? So it's all money right there. That's all it is. Look, all these data centers are massive, just boxes, concrete boxes inside all the cooling and stuff, and that's where we are. How many they're gonna build, and it just then the race comes into a play. Okay, who's gonna have the upper leg? You know, the spending on this one and that one. They have their projections, and that's how they're looking at them. Microsoft, Google, and Meta is Mark Zuckerberg is always the crazy one when it comes to spending money. All he's always willing to make the risk huge. Look at all the see Virginia, Google expand Virginia. That's the huge $9 billion investment. Yeah, because you know, people are complaining because the electricity bill is gonna go up because of the data centers and because they suck so much electricity. That's crazy. Yeah, so it's a full lot. The Virginia data center is the world, and that's a 70% of the global internet traffic goes through here. 70%. Imagine that. That's the hub in Fairfax County. So remember that. 20% oil, okay, through Strait of Hormuz was closed. Look what kind of impact that happened to the market. You only imagine for 1 second if anything could go wrong with this data center. What you think will happen to the world? That controls 70%. What we're doing right now is all through going through there. Controls 70% of the global internet traffic. Anything you're doing, uploading videos or whatever you're doing, imagine that. It's the largest one. They have to, it's just the location they're in with the full radius that they cover. And yeah, it's all this Amazon, Google, they're all sitting here. There. Internet traffic, 70% global internet activity through this region. 40% passing directly through a data center alley. I read all this stuff. You should be looking at this top provider, Amazon, Microsoft. See? They're the one who's spending all this money here. And this is they will make sure that nothing can possibly can go wrong with this. You know, because the consequences is for this entire right there, yeah, the world will stop. There you go.
Data centers are the brains of the internet and an essential element of
Traffic is flowing back
our
there.
technology. Because Northern Virginia is the hub of data centers in the entire world, so much data travels through.
Look at these generators back here. See all these? That's not first I looked, I was like, these are like a semi trucks or something, but no, these are power generators. It's crazy how this thing works. Look up on the top. There's a live shot, like picture, all these, and then these are just the building, the no windows, just the brick box, like a Lego box, right? You got a power lines here. You see, but they want to be close to these power lines. See right there? And then these are some apartments here and back here. And then all these huge, they're all the power generators right there. And like you can imagine how much cooling that requires inside on these data center as well, because the servers has to be, and all these cars are parked. There's probably people working inside. It's crazy, right? It's like it's like a building like you just literally put like a three huge giant Lego boxes in a parking lot. It looks like a parking lot to me when you look at all these there you go. 70% of the traffic is go through here. Now you can now think about for this second, okay, that what like with all this money, you think they cannot buy a piece of land here and build it here? Look how much trees are here. Look at this land. All this is all empty, right? Cut down all the trees and stuff that you can like you saying that these three things cannot be built here. It can, but imagine these power lines. You have to move everything back there. That's cost of money as well. That's why these suckers are all coming close to these residential areas because they want to be close to these power lines, you know, right there. See, all these power lines are going here. If they end up building here, they have to dug out all these lines from this neighborhood, depends where they're coming from. They have to just build full power line from here to provide electricity there. You see, like it's like a full infrastructure. It's easier for them to come here close to the residential area because it's already fully powered, right? And then they pull the power here because the lines, everything is already done, they already did all the work. All right. This is what we're trading, You have to sit and read and look where we are and what the future looks like. And I mean, I've been talking about it. This is it's a weekend as well. You got plenty of time. Sit and work on ChatGPT or Claude. Send your screenshot, hide your account number up on the very top, okay, and say like, hey, this is what I have. Just show them the dollar amount and next trade will come, how much I should size and things like this. I will got everything for you. Just do a screenshot. Nothing wrong with that. You're not, uh, it's not like you're giving them a username or a password or something. Technology is there for you to use. I use them. I mean, ChatGPT doesn't do this for me. I mean, I did all this on my own, but just to balance the risk, you know, that helps. You don't want to go too crazy on one stock and I want to put $5,000 on this trade, then I want to put $2,500 on this trade, then I'm going to take $1,000 trade on this one. Yeah, there's a lot of people do that. They mix in sizes trades up and down, losing on the bigger ones and then making money on the smaller trades. Sent me, what do you want to look at? Marvel? What is, it's good. They're gonna cool off. Okay. They just, I'm seeing a lot of sell signals on a bigger time frames for next month. They're, this run is gonna, it doesn't mean they're bearish, but they're ready for a pullback next month. A lot of these stocks. I can, it's not confirmed, but I can run it for you. Stocks, they have a very high potential to cool off. There's 42 of them here in the S&P. Let's see. I think just finance is okay. But it seems it's better for this thing to close first. I'm gonna give too much hope here. Um, okay, 11:15. Gonna cut it off. Yeah, Marvel is fine. This is the stock that like this is the beauty right there. See, Neo, up, 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 up. Music signal, money flow positive. Man, this one popped up on a scanner, like, ugh. Next day, this week, it went up like 33% or so. Like, man, look at the size of that candle. That's a bullish engulfing candle right there. This stock is gonna run 2023. If I would put a target on this one, 20, what's that extension there on this? Yes, 19 and 23 would be the upside target. 19 and 23. The stock has room to run. I hope it kind of sucker kind of pull back next month a little bit. I can buy it. So if it goes from stay from here 23 would be my, yeah, see, I call like roughly like 60, give or take. That would be it looks good. I like this one. Just a good looking chart. Rotation is, uh, I know the whole thing. I looked it up. Right there. Ooh, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that tail. I want that stock. We'll see. I'm gonna watch this one next week and see if it kind of back off a little bit at least. Good looking chart. Rest I can test this Neo. American Express is good. Right there. I do keep an eye on a daily, but it depends if I want to swing here. But I worry. This is what I watch. You know, so just you want to make sure. Well, you not you, but what I watch for, what you looking for is three things. The week how it is going is green. You have more buyers, better momentum. White, neutral. Okay, not enough buyers. Price can rally, but just momentum is not there. Red is basically it's more sellers that are attacking the stock. So every stock, when you look at them, is always like I always just keep an eye. Just all I watch. I'm always working. Let me shut this video off and then we're done.